Hello parents, today bring us to the third day of our workshop, and for those who are joining with us now, this workshop is to empower parents, teach them the basic skills that they would need to know to help their children at home, children 0 to 6 years old. We have already went through child's growth and development, the environment and how it influences our children. Today we will be talking about good parenting, management and rules. For us to deal with the different behaviors and habits of our children, we have to start from the beginning of life. We have to start from there. For us to have great results in our home, at the preschool, at nursery, in the primary school, in the secondary schools, at university, and in society, it all starts from the beginning. Yes, it all starts from the beginning. It starts from conception, birth, and childhood. Now, let's examine the beginning. Pregnancy is always an exciting experience, especially when we plan or expecting. When we plan or expecting, we ensure that we put the extra work. We position ourselves and set the environment right for this process to happen. Then there are pregnancy that comes unexpected. It comes as a surprise, and some parents would work hard to adjust to it. And sadly, there are some parents who will terminate that pregnancy. Some expected mothers during their pregnancy, they would ensure that they do things that will help them throughout the pregnancy so they can have a positive outcome. These mothers ensure that they register early in the clinic. They ensure that they read educational books, eat healthy food. They try their best to be calm, most of the time. Some expected mothers, for that entire month, they would research and ensure that they follow all the guides so that they can have a healthy baby, which is very, very important because you want your child to born with a healthy brain. Now you will look up of some more examples for me. Okay, parents? Now there are also some expected parents or mothers, I should say, who would join the clinic late. Some of them would eat unhealthy food. Some of them would use alcohol or drugs. There are some parents who would behave disorderly. There are some unexpected parents who would find themselves in situations that they would physically fight, and we have some expected parents who cries a lot throughout their pregnancy, who are very stressed, right? So we talk about two types of parents there. We have one that would ensure that she takes a good care of herself, and we have another expected mother who would not care so much. Now, these two mothers will give birth to two types of children. One will give birth to a healthy child with good brains development, and another will give birth to a child with poor brains development because of the way that mother carry herself throughout that pregnancy. Look up and research for things that you can do during your pregnancy to give you great results at the end. I'm advising all you young married couples, plan your pregnancy. And those who have unexpected pregnancy, work hard to adjust so that you will bring a healthy and well-developed child into this world. It all starts from you. It starts from the womb. It's not our children's fault that mommy did not work hard to ensure good development. And I don't want anyone to say, Miss, some people just cannot afford it, or some people just cannot help it. No. We have to prepare for our children. We have to prepare for that child. That child is in us, and that child is having our genes, our genetic genes. Everything that we do register to that child. It determines. So we must ensure we do what is best for that child. I know of persons who had little, right? Persons who follow all the steps with the little that they had, and they ensure that they do the right thing so that they can have that healthy child, and that child born healthy with good brain development. So it all leaves up to the parent to make that decision. Let's look at management. After birth, what do we do after birth? We have learned over the years that parenthood comes and fall into place naturally, or sometimes we say it comes naturally. So we know that parenthood would fall on us. We naturally would, a mother would naturally know that she has to feed her baby and love her baby. That baby would know how to suck on that mother breast. Nobody has to teach that child to do that. Yes, this is true. There are a few things that will come naturally with birth. These are things that comes along with the birth. It's like a gift, okay? But research shows that a mother that studies and read, that mother will become a good parent. That parent is most likely to have a child that will grow and develop into an individual with good moral and character. So it's very important that we study, right? I know we grew up learning that a mother would always be a mother. She would just adapt to parenthood. But research shows that if you study more, you can have more knowledge, and knowledge is vital. Knowledge is information, empowers you so that you can bring up an individual that will have good character. Okay? Let's take a look of what we would have covered. Well, we talk about two types of expected mothers. A mother who will ensure that she follows all the guidelines to ensure that she has a healthy baby. And we have a mother who will just do whatever she feels like to do throughout her pregnancy. And we also discuss about the results of those two mothers. We know that one child was born healthy and another child was born with poor development. Now, I also advise parents to ensure that you plan your pregnancy, or if it comes unexpected on you, you ensure that you adjust to it as well. We also discussed about motherhood, how motherhood will fall on us, right? There are simple things that will adjust to us when we become mothers, but it's important that we study and ensure we have more information. So parents, remember, it is not the child's fault if that child born with any form of deficiency, because that parent did not take time to ensure that she takes good care of herself throughout that pregnancy. It's not a child's fault, it's a parent's fault. So we parents have to ensure that when we're pregnant, that we follow all the guides and all the principles throughout the pregnancy so that we can give birth to a healthy child. For us to have great results, we must educate ourselves and learn the basic skills and principles. Let's examine the reason why parents are having trouble with their child's behavior and conduct. Why is my child behaving in this manner? Some parent might ask. Why is he or she not listening to my commands? These are some things some parents would ask. These are some questions. Let's try to answer those few questions. Now, after you give birth to your child and you learn the principles of how to be a good mother, some parents are having problems with their children not listening to them, or the child behaving in certain ways and they can't control that child. Now, if a parent don't set boundaries early, that parent will have to deal with unnecessary things down the road. A lot of small children are controlling their parents subconsciously, and there are parents who make decisions according to the child's feelings and not the child's well-being. Now today we would look at a few of these examples so that you can now adjust and make changes. Okay? Example, mommy would normally rock her baby to sleep, put baby on the shoulder or hold baby in the hands and walk and rock baby to sleep every day and night. That's the only how baby can sleep. So baby would look forward for mommy to do that every day. And it is cute because baby is small. Baby now is growing and developing in size, weight, and height. Now it becomes difficult for mommy or daddy to walk with baby for so much of time and rock baby to sleep. The child began to cry because the child is accustomed to that. Now mommy and daddy becomes frustrated and stressed out. Now the mom becomes angry, and anger leads to aggression, and aggression leads to force. Now, question, is it the child's fault? Why is the child crying for mommy to rock him or her to sleep? I want you to answer that. Answer me. Whose fault is it? Yes, say it out loud. Whose fault is it? Yes, it is not the baby's fault. It is mommy's fault, right? So that is how we train the child. That's how the mother trained the child. The child look forward for that all the time. Okay, so as parents we need to adjust our training. Baby is small, of course you can rock the baby. As the baby grow in months and the baby you have to do new things so that that child can adjust to it. Because if you keep on with one thing, and when a child is small and you go through with that all the time, that child will look forward for it, and a child is big now in size, weight and shape and look forward for the very same thing, but you now need to adjust it. Now baby get too big, you would not walk with baby. You can turn baby down and you can do many other things to put baby to sleep, but it all leaves up to the parents. Let me give you another example. This is an older child, let's say 4, 5, 6, around that age. Now that child came home from school. The child is excited. Mommy, today was nice. Today at school, teacher allowed us to play all day. Teacher gave us no work to do. We play and we play all day, and it was fun. Teacher did not put me to write my name today. I want to go back to school tomorrow, mommy. I like my teacher. Now, 2 days after the child came home, the child say, mommy, I don't like my teacher. I don't want to go back to school anymore. Mommy saying, why? Mommy, teacher gave me my name to write today and it was too much of work. Mommy, I am so tired. I don't want to go to school tomorrow. Teacher always giving me a set of things to do. I ain't going back to school. Mommy say, okay. The father came in and overheard the conversation, and he said, leave him home. Maybe he's tired and let him rest tomorrow. So the child went back to school the following day, and the child came home, and the child came with the same story saying that teacher gave him too much of work and he asked to stay home. So he keep on doing it in and out of the weeks, and a month go by, and 1 month goes by, and the child realized that he can say these things and mommy and daddy would leave him home. So he's actually controlling the parent. Unconsciously that parent is being controlled by that child. Now exam time came, evaluation time came, and the child could not have do the work and could not have answered the questions, and the end results, the child failed. Now whose fault is it? Is it the child's fault? Tell me whose fault is it? Is it the child's fault? No, it is not the child's fault. And most parents might not want to agree with me when I say it's the parents' fault. Now, our children adapt to all the training that we apply to them. Now, if you train your child one way, your child will automatically do the exact thing. Our children sees what we do, hears what we do. Our children adapt to our environment, the rules, our culture, our beliefs, everything from 0 to 8 years old. And early in our lessons, we talk about children 0 to 8 years old, how the environment affects them, and everything that we do and have around them affects them. And it's the most critical time for that child's development is during that time. So whatever we do and whatever we have around them, that is what whatever we put in this. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. We will continue this lesson in our next session. Let's recap. Today we talk about good parenting and management and rules. We touch just a little on it. We can go in depth, but just a little. Now we talk about expected mothers and how they should take care of themselves so that they can have a healthy child with good brain development. And mothers who don't take care of themselves, they have children with poor brain development. I also encourage parents to ensure that they plan their pregnancy or adjust well to unexpected pregnancy. We also talk about when we give birth to our children, how we should apply certain rules, and I advise you that you could educate yourself and read books so that you can become a good parent. We know parenthood come on us and we understand the basic, but we need to understand more so that we can teach our children the right thing at the early age. And also mention that if we start from the beginning, we have to look from the beginning, and the beginning is birth to conception to birth and growth. That is where we have to deal with, so that we can have children who's going to develop well in all this, the whole entire educational life until they meet the university or in society. It all begins from the starting of us parents applying certain rules and having our children in certain setting, because our children are influenced by certain things. So we will continue on this lesson. So I know some of the parents, you have your homework to set up that special corner in your home. Some of you have not done it as yet and you asked for some time. So in the meantime, as you're preparing that little special corner for your child in your home, we will go through more of what we discussed today. Now, before we go into the practical, I want to give you the theory, because we have to find out where our shortcomings are from. We have to know where it's rooted, so we can able to adjust and make changes, so that when we start working with our children, our work will be effective. So if we don't deal with the problem from the root, it would not make any sense. That's why we have to go through this process step by step, so you will actually understand where the shortcomings are coming from. So thank you again. Please remember to share this video. You can share it to persons who have children. To me, it doesn't matter how old is your child. Sometimes we have to make adjustments throughout our children's growth. So you can share this video so this video can be a blessing to other parents. And we thank you that you are part of this workshop. Remember, all the questions will be sent to you on the WhatsApp group, so you can answer the questions to elevate yourself, to practice, do your research, so that you can have more information and the information I give to you. So thank you again, parents, for cooperating and for being on this workshop. And you will see me again on our 4th day, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a good special day. I have lots of things in store to teach you so that you will know how to deal with your child. Thank you.